After about 10 days of working on a really complicated query with an AI, we had come up with something that it worked, but it was really complicated. I didn't understand it completely, my team wouldn't understand it, and the average dev definitely wouldn't understand it. And what we had built was actually the wrong thing. So I've been pretty active in a lot of the LinkedIn forums and all over the different places on the internet about senior devs and architects and AI and how it's getting integrated into the workflow. A lot of what is happening is executives and directors that don't really understand it, and maybe they vibe code an app and their shop turns into, well, hey, I vibe coded this thing in a day, why is it taking you devs so long? And this turns into the one scenario where everything gets rushed and pushed through. Or the other extreme is healthcare, governments that have to be more deliberate because of the information that they're storing. They can't just rush into AI, so they're a little more slow to react. And it seems to be these two extremes. There's not much in the middle. And this middle it needs a human in the loop. And I'm not quite sure how this is going to turn out, but it's something that we need to talk about. So for this particular problem, we had danced around the actual issue a lot in our chats. So how the chats went was we were moving from a different database into a whole new Postgres database, and it's a lot different. And we had some performance issues, and I kept going through with the AI, and we kept coming up with these really complicated solutions to force the execution planner to actually do something that we knew was right, but even the logic behind the execution planner thought it was right, but it wasn't. The AI came up with a solution and kept seeing the output and thinking that it was right, but the whole time the simple solution was kind of me taking a step back and saying, hey, wait a minute, like we have this underlying, not a data problem, but a settings problem on this new server that is throwing all of our statistics off, and that was the answer. Like I talked about it with the AI, and we talked about extended statistics and stuff like that, but it was deeper than that. It was all of our table statistics in general were off, and it was throwing everything off. And it took the human saying, hey, let's step back for a minute and look at it from this angle. And then when we saw that, the AI was like, oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. We should fix that. Like, yeah, we should fix that. And that's what we're losing in this industry right now as things are getting pushed more to the AI. I have buddies that work in a startup that's using AI just to survive, and there's non-technical people writing code with AI for the first time. They don't know the pitfalls. All their code submissions or push requests to the code repository, most of those are getting reviewed by AI, where only the potentially impactful ones are getting sent to a human to look at. But kind of like I was saying, for what the AI wrote for me, it was way too complex. Like, there's no way a junior dev would look at that and be able to understand what it was doing. So we're writing overly complex code that the human is having a hard time reviewing. We're having the whole development process getting sped up, so humans are having less time to review things and having to trust the AI and juggling 3 different AIs. And how does this end? So, and I think that's the main point of this video, and I guess it would be my ask of anybody watching this. If you're a developer, comment like what you've seen. You've probably seen similar scenarios. Are you in a shop that's moving way too fast or way too slow? You got executives that don't understand it. And then even for the non-technical people, like, how does this make you feel? Knowing this push towards AI and humans getting pushed out of the loop, like how does that make you feel? I know I have some opinions on it, but where I've landed on all this is that the senior dev and the architect that's been around for a while are the most important thing right now, because with AI, what you have to understand is the right questions to ask it. And that's the only, I don't want to say it's the only thing that produces production level, durable, quality products, is that developer that's been in the trenches and has seen the problems in production, knows the design patterns that fail, knows the common mistakes that fail, knows the things that the AI doesn't at this point yet. The AI is really good at coming up and solving very specific tasks, or the LLMs on word matching and stuff like that, and autocomplete type programming. But the higher level, it's not quite there yet, and we really need to keep the senior devs in the group. And I'd be curious for anybody watching this. I don't know about yourself, if you are a developer. I travel in probably the same circles, and we go on LinkedIn and we're fed a whole bunch of AI slop, and here on YouTube it's the same way. So there's a sea, but in that sea there's these little nuggets of things people are seeing out in the real world with AI. And I really would like to build a community where senior devs and architects can get together and filter out a lot of this noise and just talk about some of the real problems and real solutions that are going on out there. If that's something that you'd be interested in, go ahead and drop a 1 in the comments. And if you think AI is gonna be the death of us, put a 2 down there. I'm probably with you. Computers are gonna be our downfall. Anyway, take care.